I'll never forget how the room fell silent after those words left my mouth. The air grew thick, as though even the walls were holding their breath. My wife, no, the woman I thought was my wife, stood frozen in the living room, her half-zipped suitcase lying on the rug. Her hands shook, her lips parted, but no sound followed. For 15 years, I had imagined 100 different endings to our marriage. Illness, a tragic accident, maybe even drifting apart with time. But betrayal? That was never part of the story I had written for us. It started the way these things often do, with small, almost invisible cracks. Emma had grown more protective of her phone, treating it like something fragile. She laughed at texts I never saw. Late meetings suddenly became common, even though her nonprofit rarely kept people past hours. Then one night, she walked in smelling faintly of cologne that wasn't mine. The scent was faint, but sharp enough to slice straight through my trust. When I asked her about it, she laughed nervously and explained she had hugged a colleague at a fundraiser. I wanted to believe her. I needed to, but the doubt had already been planted. It was my best friend, Mark, who finally forced me to face what I didn't want to see. We'd been close since college, the kind of friendship that survived distance, careers, and marriages. One night, sitting with beers on his porch, he gave me that look only a real friend can, pained, hesitant, but honest. "John," he said slowly, "I saw Emma downtown last week. She wasn't alone." My heart stumbled. "With who?" He hesitated. "Some guy I didn't recognize." They were close, closer than co-workers should be. I laughed it off, at least out loud, but inside, I was unraveling. That night, I didn't sleep. My mind replayed every odd detail I'd brushed aside. I needed more than suspicion. I needed proof. So I did the one thing I swore I'd never do. I snooped. Waiting until she fell asleep, I crept downstairs with her phone in hand, my palms trembling so badly I nearly dropped it. She had a password, but I'd watched her type it countless times. In seconds, I was inside. The messages were there, hidden behind a fake calculator app. "Last night was amazing. I can still taste you. I wish you were here instead of him. Soon, baby. Be patient." My chest clenched, my throat burned. I wanted to shake her awake, shove the phone in her face, demand answers, but I didn't. Instead, I sat in the dark, scrolling through the ruins of 15 years, one message at a time. Then came the worst part, a photo, her smile, the smile I thought belonged to me, pressed against another man's chest. The breaking point. The next morning, I acted like everything was normal. I kissed her forehead before she left, though my lips felt numb. I went through my day in a haze, my mind a war zone. That evening, I set the trap. "Let's go out to dinner," I suggested casually. "That new Italian place you've been wanting to try." She lit up instantly. "Really? That sounds perfect." But halfway through the meal, her phone rang. A work call. She excused herself, stepping outside, through the restaurant window. I watched her smile, the soft, glowing smile of someone speaking to a lover, not a colleague. Something inside me snapped. That night, I waited in the living room. Her phone lay open on the coffee table, the incriminating messages on full display. She stopped cold, her face draining of color. "Emma," I said, my voice steady but quiet. "How long?" Her eyes filled. "John, almost a year," she whispered. The room spun. A year. While I was planning our anniversary. While I was fixing our roof. While I told our friends how lucky I was. A year. Pack your things and go. She broke down, sobbing. "Please, John, don't. It was a mistake. I love you." "Love me?" I let out a hollow laugh. "You love me while lying to my face? While letting another man touch you? That's not love. That's betrayal." She dropped to her knees, clutching my hands. "We can fix this. Therapy. Anything. Don't throw away 15 years. I pulled back. "You threw away the first time you chose him over me." For a moment, I almost wavered. 15 years isn't nothing. I thought of our wedding day, the birth of our son, quiet nights when life felt perfect. But then that image of her in someone else's arms seared itself into my mind again. My hesitation hardened into resolve. "No," I said firmly. "You need to leave." The next hour blurred. She stuffed clothes into a suitcase, begging, sobbing. I sat on the couch staring at our wedding photo. Two young dreamers promising forever. At the door, she turned one last time. "You'll regret this, John. I made a mistake, but I still love you." I shook my head. "The woman I loved died the day you betrayed me. Whoever you are now, I don't know you." Then the door closed. The silence that followed was suffocating. I sat for hours, numb, staring at that photo until I finally pulled it down and set it face down on the table. That night, the bed felt like a cavern. For the first time in 15 years, I didn't reach for her in the dark. The weeks that followed were brutal. Some mornings I woke reaching for her, only to remember she was gone. Other times, anger roared through me, and I wanted to erase every trace of her. But slowly, a strange clarity crept in. I had mistaken routine for love, comfort for loyalty. Emma's betrayal shattered me, but it also freed me from the illusion that what we had was unbreakable. Months later, she reached out, a desperate email. The other man had left her. She realized too late what she had lost. She begged for another chance. I read every word, my chest heavy but no longer broken. For the first time, I felt only pity. I typed one sentence. "You taught me what love isn't. I won't forget that." Then I hit send and closed that chapter forever. 15 years. A lifetime. Gone with a suitcase at the door and words I never thought I'd say. Pack your things and go. But sometimes the hardest words are the ones that must be said. Because betrayal doesn't just break love. It reveals what was fragile all along.